Wilds, and tonight we are playing Age of Worms. But before I let Patrick take it away, please check out our doobly doo down below for Extra Life link, as well as our sister shows as part of the Heroes Wanted collective of shows. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, welcome everyone to tonight's session. I will be the Dungeon Master playing all of the NPCs in the game. Joining me tonight are...
Hi, I'm Ian, and I'll be playing Seymour the Warlock. And today's top story, should you do favors for ghosts while searching an ancient tomb? Our panel of expert weighs in. But first, expert handyman Greypaw is going to teach you how to properly winterize your gravy taps. Greypaw?
Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drink all of the gravy in the gravy faucet, and then it can't freeze. And I'm Brendan, and I'll be playing Greypaw, the human Phytarian.
Excellent. A class that is it's absolutely on in the 5th edition player's handbook. It's on page 420. My name's Chris. I'll be playing Maximilian T. Justice, Dragonborn Paladin of Devotion, of Glory. We'll find out next week.
Paladin of To Be Announced. Hi everyone, my name
Who
is
says you're
Tara.
lucky?
We'll see.
Hi everyone, my name is Tara, and I should be playing Chirrup the Kenku Bard.
And hello everyone, I'm Lorne playing Dr. Eisen, the tiefling artificer who is focusing into the alchemical arts.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Molly Goldman, Cleric of Socialism, and Girl Reporter.
And last session, yes, the party continued their exploration of the Whispering Cairn, the tomb created by what they were told is a wind duke. And so they climbed down the broken elevator shaft and found another section of this tomb. There were a couple of corpses of earlier explorers down there, as well as what appeared to be a beetle's nest. You set fire to this, and the black smoke sort of choked the halls as the insects swarmed around you. And then across the way, Dr. Eisen entered a chamber with floating stone slabs and once again fell asleep. This time, though, a clay golem stepped off of a riser and attacked her sleeping form, but thankfully Chirrup caused it to miss, and then Greypaw and Maximilian, along with Seymour's aide, attempted to pull the doctor out of the room. They did wake her up, but unfortunately she succumbed to the sleep enchantment once again and managed to wrest herself out of Maximilian's grip and fall back asleep, where the golem then began to wail upon her, but eventually was destroyed by the group. At the end of this level of the tomb, the party found a flooded room where an ornery crab prevented most of them from entering. Eventually, Greypaw and Max, working in tandem, managed to smite it and recover the red lantern along with what appears to be a magical short sword. Leaving, you were attacked by a ghoul, again seemingly another member of the Seekers exploration group that came here decades ago, and saw that this one was wearing a large ring with the 8-pointed star of the Seekers on it. Back in the main room of the tomb, you all had a short rest and then lit the lanterns. Seymour and Molly, you have noticed at the end of this rest, you have some small bubbles and bumps which have formed over your skin, in quotes with Seymour, seemingly from the spores of the crab that it sprayed upon you. But with the lanterns all lit, you climbed up the chain above the blue lantern and saw that this passageway at the end of it was this massive, enormous stone human face, its mouth agape in an angry sort of scream, no longer had any flashing lights in its eyes that you had seen before. And as you approached, you could see that there appeared to be a dark room beyond this open mouth. And so Seymour and Greypaw, making their way down this passageway, were just about to sort of peer into this room when a ghostly form materialized in front of you. And it appears to be a young boy. Its head sort of snapped to one side, long black fingernails, sort of glowing eyes, and it just stopped and said, "Hello, sirs. Can you please do me a favor?" And that is where we pick up.
Okay. Max will just sort of just look around and just sort of shrug and sort of keep his shield at the ready and say, "What sort of favor?"
Well, sirs, I've been here for countless years. I don't even know, punished for abandoning my family in a time of need. And over the years, I've seen people come and go from the tomb. Some of the traps, scare people away. But I'm unable to leave because I think you saw my bones down below the lantern. As when I climbed up here, I was blown away. But now, as a ghost, I can tell you, beyond the door in the next room is a glorious chamber, and there is a catch on the other side of the door that opens, and I promise I can aid you, and I will trigger it for you if you promise to take my bones from here and bury them with my family on our farmstead. It's just outside of Diamond Lake.
I'm just gonna insight check this.
Go for it.
Yeah, ditto. Oh, I
This
don't need to roll.
You pulled this scam in high school.
You are the one who looks most like Ditto, Ian.
Molly, you get no sense of dishonesty or trickery from this young ghost. I mean, it has an odd sort of form, and that even in its ghostly form, you can see like the head is cocked fully to one side, and you know uh, it doesn't appear to be the friendliest, but yeah, you get no sense of anything but genuine uh, requests coming from him, and he just sort of says, "Do this for me, and I will be free. I assure you, there is no other way past the door. But please
Absolutely.
feel free to check if you wish."
Young man.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yep.
of course.
Yes, young man. On our way out of this tomb, we will bundle up your bones, take it to your family farm, and bury you in the earth there. You
My
have
name, my
Where is your family farm?
uh, the Land Farm. My name was Alistair Land. It's about uh, a couple of leagues outside of Diamond Lake. I mean, it used to just take a few minutes with the wagon as we sort of went in.
We can find it, no problem.
We know where this place is.
Yeah, can I figure out, like, is there going to be an issue with getting to it and then burying his bones?
Yeah, is it
That
that
potentially-
farmer's farm? Now?
Or
Or a
potentially, or potentially, the family no longer owns it.
You would know that the Land Farmstead is about 10 minutes east of Diamond Lake. It's fairly well known.
Is it like there won't be like? Does Greypaw think there would be any kind of issue with just walking onto the land, burying him, and then leaving?
Greypaw would have no idea about the farmlands outside of Diamond Lake.
Right, but Maximilian would very much know the farmlands outside of Diamond.
Yeah, give me a history
Yeah.
check.
All right.
Yeah, same with Seymour.
Guidance.
I'm gonna need it because this is at disadvantage. Doesn't matter.
Let me give him a hand and try.
10.
Maximilian,
Oh,
you
God
know,
damn.
Jesus.
yeah, you know the land farm is still there, but it is an abandoned property. It is somewhere that you occasionally have checked out, and occasionally sort of stopped and taken a rest during your routines and things like that. And occasionally teenagers have sort of slept there and stuff like that. So
Okay. So as far as
the farm is still there. There is still a small family plot that is there, but the family itself is dead.
okay, so as far as I know, there should be no problem. Anybody who and any surviving members have long since departed. So I should be able to show up, bury him in the plot, and that should be that.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And Maximilian will just sort of think about this and then nod and say, Alistor, my boy, that should be no problem.
And from his sideways hanging head, he just sort of grins and his voice kind of catches. Thank you. I just need to rest with my family. And the rest of you can see as you continue to move forward that beyond this open, gaping mouth, there's a long, dark room with no floor visibly apparent. You do see that there is a 3-foot wide beam of petrified wood spanning this kind of chasm, leading straight ahead into the darkness.
This is a culture of wind dukes and air elementals. Of course, there's going to be wind that's going to blow us off. So let's plan for this, people.
Agreed.
All right. Pardon me, Alistor. I'm going to go to the.
Well, let's ask Alistair, what are traps are in this next room? Is there anything gonna blow us off that beam?
He says he simply has no idea because as a ghost, he's never actually crossed the beam. He only saw this room after he died. But he will say, I think something lives in the balls underneath. And as you go and look forward, you can see that about 10 feet below the beam are countless what look like clay spheres, the size of large oranges, and they form sort of an irregular floor, but it's impossible to tell if they represent a wholly solid surface or not. And you can see that the northwest and southeast walls are covered in a honeycomb of geometric patterns. And this featureless stone ceiling is extends up about 20 feet above the beam. And Alistair, Alistair will just say, I don't know what a grapefruit is.
About the size of that. I've only heard tell of these amazing fruits from legend, but yes, it's about that size.
And large oranges are still smaller than grapefruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's a small grapefruit? Wouldn't that be the same size as a large orange?
Not necessarily.
You live in some crazy citrus world, man.
We need to figure out the best way to handle getting across this with whatever stuff is going to try and knock us off.
Well, the honeycomb is clearly a wind thing, right?
Give me an investigation check.
We've already had giant winds blow through this hallway and
let's
almost
do
kill the mill.
I'm gonna walk up to the edge and give it the old investigation check.
And
Holy Christ.
while he's doing that, I'm creating another one of my small spheres. This one,
all right.
Let me just double check to make sure. Yeah, each item can only have one enchantment. This one is going to be less spherical and more sort of two small hemispheres with a center section that basically will reproduce the sound of a single footstep every say 3 or 4 feet that it travels.
It's a thumper?
It is a thumper. because I can have it create a non-verbal sound, apparently. So, the examples I give are wind, waves, chirping, or the like. I figure a single footstep sound, like on cobblestone or something, would be reasonable.
All right. Just makes like a clopping sound.
Yep.
Seymour, you try and examine these patterns, and they just kind of make you feel a little dizzy. When you had lit all of the lanterns in the main tomb room before, the way they sparkled and glinted off of the broken bits of glass and crystal in the ceiling, you all just sort of felt just slightly woozy. Looking at these patterns, it gives you that same sense.
Oh, math.
So, we believe that there is a creature of some sort within the room.
Yes.
Do we want to draw them out? This device, when rolled, will produce the sound of footsteps.
Couldn't hurt. Well, I mean, it might hurt, but give it a shot.
Greypaw, please roll this along the plank.
All right. Everyone, probably a good idea to back up if you're someone who doesn't want to be right here. Various ranged individuals.
Yes, the individuals of range.
And Greypaw will roll it along the little 3-foot path.
All right, give me a dexterity check as you do so.
Oh boy, I'm okay at those. Not great.
It is stabilized, designed to keep, upright.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
balanced.
I'm thinking it's more like a bowling check that he's doing right now, just to see how far
Yeah.
it runs along the wood. With a 19, it runs all the way along the wooden platform and sort of thumps at the door at the end, making this sort of shockingly loud, sort of reverberating cobblestone footstep noise. But that is it. There's just the sound of that foot walking across this petrified wood.
Does he knock over a series of pins on the other side of the plank?
He does not. It just clunks against what sounds like a large stone door.
All right.
I'm sorry, Greypaw, you didn't pick up the spare. Yes. Oh, Alistor, before I forget to ask, have you ever met Artifacts, the earth elemental downstairs?
No.
Okay. I was hoping that somebody may know what's keeping him down there. We did promise to look into it.
I unfortunately made it here first and died very soon after.
I'm very sorry, and we will, we will, assuming we survive this, bring you back. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a length of rope. I have plenty of this stuff. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to loop the how big, like how thick is this plank? Is it just like a big wide plank?
Yep, 3 feet wide, about 3 or 4 inches thick.
All right, so because I don't trust my balance right now, because I am feeling, kind of out of it, I did just inhale quite a lot of water down there. I am going to take my rope, I'm going to loop it around the plank, and I'm going to basically tie it to my belt so that I can walk upright, but if I fall, I've got like a loop of rope.
All right.
And then
easy enough to do?
Yeah, and then I can untie myself when I get down. So I'm going to go... I'm going to be on the left side, but I'm going down the middle.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. Whoever wishes to follow me as we do a trial of this.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Gripper will take his rope, tie it around Max's waist, and just stay where he is.
That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Also, it's...
I'm getting a lot of success out of this tying rope to people and yanking on it.
You keep that up, and Max will slowly walk out.
Yep.
And out.
Wait, Max.
And back. And back. Yes.
Let's send someone lighter we can both successfully retrieve.
Greypaw, are you calling me fat?
I'm calling you very heavily armored.
Chirrup will step forward. I think he's the lightest one of the group.
All
Thanks,
right,
Feathers.
I'll untie the rope and hand it to Chirrup.
His
I will tie a knot.
Did you just call him Feathers?
I didn't just call him Feathers. Everyone's gonna have a nickname.
I don't know if you weigh the least here.
Just anybody who's not in chainmail, or literally the exact height and weight of Shaq, should be the one going out.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
a
like-
little over 200 pounds total with gear.
Yeah, I'm less than 100. I'm like
I'm
82
a lot more
pounds.
than that.
I have 83 pounds of gear alone.
My
And then I'm
character block
130.
doesn't have a weight. I don't know how much I weigh.
Chirrup will take the ropes and
Yeah.
Loop
So
them
Max has
around.
got like a kind of like a handhold kind of thing,
okay.
and then Greypaw's just tying a rope around Chirrup's waist.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically two chances. One from the rope that you're holding, and one from the rope that Greypaw's holding. Just
Alright,
in
so
case.
This
Yeah.
is basically just to see what happens when we step out, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
just in
Great.
case this turns into a happy fun slide or something.
Greypaw and
So
Max are
fun.
both just holding onto the
And-
rope that you've surrounded your back. or your-
All right,
your-
Can you
You're,
saw
you're
Mac-
okay with them using you like bait like this?
So Chirrup, yep.
He shrugs.
You step out.
Sure,
You make
volunteer.
it the 10 feet that Maximilian made. 15 feet. Everything is quiet. At the 20-foot mark, all of you see firing out from the wall with just a soft is two of these large orange-sized clay balls. Neither
Sure,
one of
walk.
which managed to hit. Both of them just sort of fly just over your head, Chirrup, sort of smack off the wall on the far side, and then clunk down into the area below.
Oh, guys, we've been thinking about this all wrong. She should get out of there. We're in a
Did
giant
they-
pachinko machine.
Did they
Um,
both come at me from the same height?
No, different heights, but they both sort of arced over the same location you were, and they both fired out. One fired out of this wall, one fired out of the other wall.
So I'm looking at the walls. There's a honeycomb pattern on the walls that these things flew out of.
Yep.
Do I think if I start crawling, would I be underneath them, or just have a better chance of flattening myself and avoiding them?
Give me an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. Haha! I know all
You-
the things.
Yeah, you think actually hanging on underneath this beam and going hand over hand would be the best way to avoid these balls that are firing across.
How smooth is this wood? I wouldn't be able to flip myself under and crawl.
It's
Right.
petrified, so it is, it feels like stone. It is that hard.
I will scamper back.
All right. Yeah, as you do so, two more of these orange-sized spheres fire.
And I will
One of them does manage to strike you.
Okay.
You take 3 bludgeoning damage, and give me a dexterity saving throw, please. With advantage, because you do have a rope attached to you. You do still tumble off the side, and there is enough slack on the rope. You fall the 10 feet, taking 2 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you rest on top of it. You get the sense that if you were a larger creature, you might start to sink down like you're in a giant ball pit. But as of now, you just are sitting on top of these clay balls.
Greypaw is yanking on the rope to try and get her out.
Yeah,
Him
spread
out,
your arms
sorry.
out.
Yep.
Yep,
I'll
easy
get-
enough to do. You immediately pull Chirrup, and they rise up back to the ledge and across the way.
So,
Um,
Patrick,
Yes.
I assume the comment of climbing underneath this thing and going across is the best method has been communicated.
Not
Well,
yet.
that's up to Chirrup. He thought it. I don't know if he's passed that along yet.
I have not. So Chirrup's gonna get back. Kind of like grab everyone's attention and mime it out. Like, so he's going to step out like just on the very entrance of the platform, lie down on his back on it, and then like make like a crawling motion, like he's crawling across underneath it. He's like, crawl under.
I have a suggestion for that. And my belief is having effectively a rope harness that loops over and attaches you to the beam, and then a second rope to give you purchase, and you basically just, cinch your way across it from underneath, hanging underneath.
Yeah,
So
that-
you're,
yeah, that's what I was trying to do, like, but the other way, like from under the beam. But basically, like, we'd loop the rope over the beam, and then we'd like have another rope to pull ourselves on.
yeah. So
So, like,
you basically, flip it in the air on top, so it would land like 6 inches ahead. Pull yourself with it, and then continue to do that until you got all the way across. It'd be
Oh.
slow, but it would be effective.
Yeah.
What
Hmm?
lives in the grapefruit-sized balls might be able to get us if we're underneath, though. Just because we're safe from the fire does not mean we are
Yes.
safe.
I suspect that we're probably more in danger if we fall in there than if we.
What's the ceiling look like, Patrick?
The ceiling is sort of domed, slightly very smooth, very finished. There's no design or pattern on it, but it is 20 feet above the wooden platform.
So nothing to grappling hook.
No.
That's a shame.
All right. I'm gonna do the same thing before. Loop. Sort of lean down. Sort of loop the rope around. I'm gonna hold on to both ends. I'm gonna tie it around myself. I'm gonna do the same thing, another length of rope, and then I'm gonna lie down on my stomach on the beam, and then using the rope to kind of keep me up, I'm going to flip around to the other side,
All right.
hold myself up.
Yep, it holds. Give me an athletics check.
Okay. 13.
Yeah, you feel secure in this. You also think at this point it feels like it's going to take forever for you to shimmy your way across this way, just because you're exhausted.
All right, get out of the way. Let me.
Oh no,
Right.
Max can do it. You can see he's just moving far more slowly than you normally would see him do so. He has no other issues other than it takes him some time.
I'm good.
It takes him 3 times as long because he's tired.
I'm good. It's fine. I'm all right.
Do you want to sit this one
And we have-
out?
We would have
No.
had the rope around his waist before he went out. Anybody who goes out has the rope around their waist.
All right.
I'm good. It's fine.
Make me
Do I
need a
see?
nap.
I look around. Do I see any of the same hexagon-shaped patterns along the along the lower side of the walls here, such that grapefruit-sized clay balls might fire at my head while I'm down here?
Max?
None that seem to be at that sort of lower level. Give me a perception check, though.
18 or 7?
7, you're still exhausted.
Yes.
So unfortunately, yeah, you look at this honeycomb pattern, you cannot see. You think you should be able to see where the holes are that these clay balls are firing from, but you just cannot make it out in this pattern. But so far, I mean, you've made it well past where Chirrup was, and none of them fired at you.
Yes. Yes, Molly.
Max, I noticed something.
Mm-hmm.
When Chirrup was out there,
Yes.
the balls seemed to move slightly, like they made a beeline for Chirrup.
Yes.
Patrick, did I notice the same thing when Max went out there?
Well, no, you've not seen any movement in the balls yet.
They're not moving now. It's so bizarre.
Yes, that's because I'm on the underside of the beam.
Yeah, you saw the balls move after, like where Chirrup landed on those balls and then was pulled up. You saw just for a few seconds, like vibration and movement. Molly.
Yeah, I'm
Intimidating.
Oh, okay.
I'm 10 feet above the balls right now, right?
Yep.
So, whatever's down there under the balls is not up here with me. So, hopefully, I should be able to make it the rest of the way. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, you give me an athletics check to swing yourself around.
All right.
I kind of pushed Chirp out of the way because now he's 50 feet away from me.
14.
14. Yeah, you are easily able to swing a leg over, pull yourself around, and yeah, you find yourself staring at a very large, very ornately carved stone door.
Okay. I tie the rope around that Greypaw has around me so that it runs along the underside so that people can pull themselves along a lot faster.
Yeah, and
Do
Alistair's ghost, just sort of materializes beside you and just says, "Can you see, sir? It's a large stone, and there's actually metal in between. There's no opening on this side that you can work, but there's a simple switch on the other side."
Oh, let's get a few more people over on this side first, and then we'll deal with the other side of the door, whatever happens to be over there.
But before we send out
I'm not
too many
going to
people,
open it until you put my bones to rest.
Oh, you actually want us to go back and bury you, and then you'll do that?
You promised,
Well, yes, obviously.
didn't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Listen, Alistor, I am a dragonborn
You
of my word.
Technically, you did say when we left the tomb.
Yeah, we
Say
didn't
what I-
specify out loud that we were going to do the stuff here first
Alistor.
and then go.
Alistor, would you like us to do this
that's
right
fine.
now?
And
If you would like us to do this right now, we'll tie off some ropes so that we can make this trip back a lot easier, and then we will go and do that right now. Is that what you would like?
he says, "Yes, I told you I would open the door after you interred my bones."
But if you
Alistair,
interred,
You
Alistair.
did say that, yes.
after you're interred, will you remain here, or will you be sent to there hereafter?
I'm hoping that I will be here long enough to fulfill my promise.
Okay. Alistor,
But if you're not, we'll be left stuck, and we really do need your help. Could you please help us, Alistair? And then we'll put your bones to rest. God damn it!
Yeah, he refuses and just says,
yeah, all right.
"No,
All right, Alistair.
I told you already promised that you would do this.
All right,
I
Alistor.
don't know why you would lie to me."
Alistor,
lie.
we are going to do this right now. Let me just tie these ropes off so that we can make the trip back down. And then, I gotta make it back to the other side, don't I?
How
I
tight
mean-
is the seal on the door?
It's sad to
All
say, if he's not willing to help, why take the chance? Why not just...
Because interring the bones of people and putting people to rest is the sort of thing I do, Seymour.
And
Yes, but we could,
Molly understood that he was not lying when he said there was no other way through this door.
Yes. All right.
See, I've got this battering ram, Patrick.
Sure you do.
So the seam of the door is like pretty solid. There's no gaps or anything like that.
Not as far as I can see. All right.
How much is a mining drill? We only need a 1-inch drill bit.
Alistair.
Is there? Here's an option. I don't know how Chirrup's going to communicate it, but he's going to try. Is there any way we can have the ghost like feed a rope to the lever, if it's that kind of lever that we can tie the rope to, then when we come back, we just pull on it.
If we could get a rope to the lever, I could get to the lever.
Great Paul will speak up. Alistair, we're going to go do this for you. We need something else from you in return. It won't require much effort.
What do you need, sir?
Well, we're in a hurry to get in there, because there's another group of people, a group of people who are not as nice as us, who are coming after us to get
Who
into
might
the
take
tomb.
your bones and put them in a museum or sell them to some lord.
They
So if
are
they
horrible
come here-
capitalists.
Give me a deception check, Seymour.
Not a deception check, though. They've been known to do that.
Yeah, I'm being. I think
Nothing they've done is gone to a museum.
Fuck it. I want to get this
I
kid to
wouldn't
do what
do
we
that.
want.
Well, I'm just gonna ask him to tell them not help them, not tell them how to get through, and if they come, to hide on the other side of the door so they don't hurt him.
Well, what did you do to turn off the colored lights?
Oh yeah, we could just take the lantern.
We could take the lantern, but I'm not certain that they're going to be dissuaded by that.
You know what?
They do have a powerful wizard with them.
So
General-
if you could just tell them to go somewhere else if they come here, or hide from them completely and don't give them any help. Don't let them die, right? I'm not saying to mislead them in a way that would kill them. But
So, what if we
deceive
split
them or
party?
in some other way prevent them from coming in. Because we are on a time limit, and we are taking out of that time limit to help you.
I promise not to help them. Once you take my bones, I've got no reason to want to help them, especially if they're going to put me in a museum or somewhere away from my family.
All
It'd be
right,
much quicker if we could get through the door
gentlemen,
and then go
And,
put you in.
ladies, this will take 40 minutes out of our day,
Well, what if we
Yeah,
split
we're-
party?
and then an hour of digging. But
Because he can teleport back here pretty quick because he's a ghost, right?
they're coming
No.
tomorrow.
You're just
Yeah,
tired.
we have time.
Yes, I am tired, but that's beside that.
I don't trust them to keep a schedule, because they're adventurers, and adventurers don't do that. They could show up early, they could show up 3 weeks from now.
All right.
Well, yes.
Alistair, just don't help them. This is going to be easier if we just bury him on the farm. It's right nearby. I
Also,
know
Patrick,
exactly where it is. Nobody's there.
have I heard of this family?
The Land family? No, they're just they were a basic run-of-the-mill farmer
There's not
family.
spooky stories about their evil child.
No, and this child died long before you were born.
Okay.
I know the property. It's fine. It won't take us long.
Well, then get over here and let's go.
All
What's
right.
taking you so long?
So we're just going to show up and say, hey, so we have the bones of your great-great-uncle, and we just want to intern them on your property.
I
Max,
it's
can smooth
abandoned.
things away.
It's abandoned.
Max tells you there's nobody there.
What?
The plot is there.
The plots are there. I don't know what happens to the rest of them. It's entirely possible that the remaining members left afterwards. But it is your ancestral land, Mr. Land, and you will rest there. And Max will, once he's finished tying off the guide rope, he'll swing himself back under and use the guide rope to bring himself back.
All right. Athletics check.
I'm gonna just. Oh wait, he has the rope. Damn it, he's tied the rope up. I
Yep.
can't just pull him.
Yeah.
Didn't he buy like 150 feet of rope?
13.
Yeah,
Is that good enough?
13. Oh yeah, it's enough to do it again. It just takes you a while to get across.
Yeah. Well, that's why I tied off the guide rope, so I
Yep.
have something else to pull against, so it's faster.
So yeah, all of you are able to
All right.
untie your ropes. You now have a guide rope to get yourself back across. Alistair, disapparates and just says, "Thank you so much. I'll be here when you return."
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do the thing. So we.
If he double crosses him, we're bringing him back as a zombie. Or
If
a
he
skeleton.
double crosses me, he's getting immediately smited. Because Max don't play that shit. So yeah, Max will get to the bottom of the chain, scoop up the
I
bones.
mean, for a paladin, you're being pretty buddy with this undead. Care to comment on that, Max?
The spirits of the innocent should be allowed to find their final rest. The spirits of those who do not wish to move on should be made to have their final rest.
Ooh, good answer.
All right, with that, you collect young Alistair's bones and making your way north from where the cairn is, back down in through Diamond Lake. You can see the rains have started again. Worms have, sprouted from the ground. There are birds just pecking away and eating them all happily as you make your way, back through the town. Is there anything any of you wanted to do on your way through town, out east to the land farm?
Buy a crossbow.
Do you have the money?
Assign the short sword.
Yeah, who gets a
Yeah.
plus short sword?
Great Pot will take it if literally no one else wants it. But I only
might
really
do
need
well
to use
with
it
it.
about half the time.
I might do
Well,
well
there
with
you
a
go.
short sword.
Sounds good to me. Is a short sword a simple weapon, or do you have martial weapon proficiency?
It is a martial weapon.
It's a
I
martial
take
weapon, but it gets picked out a lot as the one martial weapon a lot of classes get.
I would take it,
Oh
but
my
my pen is mightier than any sword.
That'll depend really on your I don't know what the clerics get, oaths or
Your domain.
domain. Yeah, that'll really depend on your domain. You'd have to look that up.
Like war clerics
Ooh.
get martial weapon proficiency.
I'm only simple weapons, never mind.
All right, what's your domain?
Wait,
Order.
Steph, aren't you an elf?
Half elf.
Oh, never mind.
Yep.
I can use it if
great.
no one else wants it too.
Oh yeah, give it to the rogue, please.
Yes. So we have.
You
don't have a rogue.
Oh wait.
We don't.
Bard.
Your
So-
rogue is on
yeah.
holiday.
The bard.
The good news
Bard.
is we still have someone who can perform lock picking because I am proficient in thieves' tools.
So am I.
Excellent.
And I'm gonna
So we
guess so
have-
is Chirrup.
So we have a bunch of warlocks and artificers that moonlight as rogues. Great. Sounds good to me.
I am an orphan. I also have Thieves' Tool proficiency.
And hey, I'm moonlighting as a bard, not a rogue.
Yes, but you're also a fightarian, and nobody has ever heard of this profession.
No, that's this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Not all humans look the same, Max. That's very
You're not a
racist of
human
you.
anymore.
Yes, I am.
Literally.
Shush.
So it's a +1 short sword.
It is a +1 short sword.
Yes.
Perfect. So if no one else taking it, I'll grab that, and I have just enough gold to buy a light crossbow.
All right, yeah, Taggins General Store. It's easy enough to acquire from, and
Thanks
the birds.
for wrapping it up.
Yeah, the birds are chirping outside. Even though the weather is wet. The rest of you, there are the few market stalls that are set up in the center. You can hear one of the fruit sellers just sort of casually cursing and tossing some apples aside to some of the orphans, and he says, "Ugh, take these. They're all wormy. They're no good for me. You help yourselves. Can't believe it's happened again." And these kids, sort of pick them up and run away happily.
Oh, as the kids are running off, I'm gonna lean into them and whisper, "Hey, see that big guy over there pointing to Greypaw? He's an orphan. He loves orphans. Go give him a big hug."
Roll me a straight charisma check there, stranger.
Stranger danger. My character sheet isn't loading. Holy crap, it never
therefore-
takes this long to load.
Therefore, you have a 0 charisma.
Yeah, if you can open my character sheet, because mine is not opening for me. Oh, there we go. Finally. Straight charisma?
Straight charisma. Yeah, they back away and look at you. One of them actually throws an apple towards you, Seymour.
I have a
Nice try,
question.
Narc.
Do I hear that?
Roll me a perception check. That is a non-natural 20 to hit you. See, yeah, this apple sort of splats against your skin. You can see, yeah, there are a couple of, worms that immediately sort of fall off into the ground. You don't get that sense, but you do notice that these kids are sort of looking at you as they all sort of run away, Greypaw.
Do I notice the rotten apples?
You notice the one that was just splattered across Seymour.
Greypaw will... How much are apples? Like, not rotten ones?
You can get a small bag of 6 of them for 3 copper.
Alright, cool. Greypaw will buy a bag and kind of follow the kids and then just
We're on a
toss
mission,
it to
remember.
toss it to... Look, you don't need me to dig a grave. Just, real quick, toss him some
Question: do we have
and
shovels?
smile.
They, are a little sort of nervous, but then, yeah, as soon as they see that bag of apples, they immediately just sort of grab it up and dash off. I don't know. You did get some basic equipment when you loaded up last time, so I'm not sure if you got a shovel or not, Maximilian.
I didn't get a
We
lot
have
of excavating equipment or anything, so.
Would we have a shovel in the press office? Probably not.
Probably not.
Greypaw goes
Probably
and buys
would
a
back
shovel.
to the clubhouse.
Yeah. I think we'll pick up a couple of shovels.
All
and,
right, easily enough
we'll
to
need
acquire. They're just a few silver. They ask if you want pickaxes or any of the other mining gear, and they'll look at your mining helmet and just say, "How'd the helmet work out, sir? It's good, isn't it? It's good."
Helmet's doing pretty nice. Do you have a? I know I'm about to say something that probably will just sort of make you shake your head. Is there a brighter model?
Not that we've come up with yet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just these basic ones.
Yes, that's what I figured. Honestly, this has done me pretty well, but just as a friendly reminder, mines are sometimes flooded, and having a model that can work underwater, well, that would be very interesting indeed, wouldn't it?
Who mind?
You see their eyes kind of light up and just say, "I've been working on something. Come back in a couple of days, and I'll see what I can do."
And Max will smile and just sort of nod and say, "That sounds excellent. I'll see what you have in a couple of days." And he'll take his shovel and
And a box. How much is a box? Just like a crate.
Simple crate.
Ossuary when you put bones in it.
Yeah.
He'll
I
just
would-
say a couple of copper pieces. He can give you a crate that some of this equipment came in.
Buying a crate.
Nothing fancy.
I was just gonna bury him in his cloak, but
Does it need as a coffin? He's a poor kid.
Ossuary. And Seymour's gonna stop at the press office and
I'm sorry, did you say you're burying a child?
this is a
This
these-
was outside of the store. This was not.
Oh,
a
okay.
crate.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
I'm not talking about this openly with the storekeeper. I just needed a box.
We're not
Yes.
complete idiots.
Absolutely
Well,
not. Maybe.
2 days.
I mean, it's gonna be in tonight's paper. It's a good deed. We saved the ghost. But I'm gonna stop at the press and relay all the information I have quickly to the pressmen and get them working on tonight's paper, and I'll catch up with the party as they reach the farm.
I would also like
All right.
to just quickly, I don't know how I would do this per se, but make a sort of grave marker for him in honor
Well-
of this fine proletariat.
We'll have to make do with something there.
I would say, yeah, that or something at the press office, you might be able to like
I
print
find a
something
piece
off
of
carefully, but yeah, it's not like you could, carve something into the wood or anything immediately. That it could be done, but it would just take some time.
I just grab a plank of wood from the press office, write his name on it, and we will put that with the grave. Done.
All right, easy
Your
enough.
typical quote-unquote cross.
So with
And-
that, the party continues on up the vein, past the Emporium and Lazar's,
Mhm.
past the Moon Meadow Estate and the Rusty Bucket restaurant. The loud sounds of the smithy, and after a few minutes of concerted effort and walking here in the rain, you make your way to a copse of immense sort of eclo trees that shades a small, quiet clearing, just where Alistair said it would be, about 10 minutes east of the city. You see crumbling walls and a seemingly abandoned farmhouse stand vigil atop a small bluff overlooking the clearing, the sad ruins of what must have been Alistair's home.
And I will lead everyone to the burying ground.
Yep, you can see what appears to be a small fenced-off area just off to the left.
Taking a while to come in for me, actually. Like I've seen the map; it's just really low res. Oh, there it is. That took a while.
Yeah, this is no low-res map. Thank you to the map maker for this, which is Elysium Cartography.
All right.
So yeah, so you can see off to the left is what appears to be a burial plot. In front of you, you see the dilapidated sort of farmhouse, beyond which, sort of fallow fields. What would you all like to do?
The garrison occasionally comes here. Yes.
Yeah, occasionally comes here. It's a quiet place to have a smoke, have a drink, just, take a breather.
All right. I pop up through the door and I take a look to see if anybody's inside. Anybody that I recognize.
Nobody is currently here. You do notice on the ground, though, what appears to be fairly fresh bloodstain.
Of course.
Gentlemen, ladies, put
So-
Alistair down by the door here. We've got some issues inside.
We always have issues, lawman.
Yes, and I will open the door.
Yeah, and you can see that there's broken furniture on here, long dilapidated, that you easily recognize, but clearly they're, in and amongst these sort of crumbling walls and the sagging roof, you see thick, sludgy puddles of dried blood and unidentifiable fleshy chunks litter the floor immediately inside the door here.
I liked sitting on those benches too. And so I'm gonna sort of wave Seymour over to Seymour. What do you think made?
Oh, sorry, I was helping the baby. I'm back. I'm here.
So many bloodstains. What does that look like to you? Aside from the blood.
All right. What happened here? Let me CSI this.
This looks to you, very clearly, it looks like either a fight or some sort of wild animal attack. You can see scratch marks and gouges that seem sort of fresh in the floor here. Very large claw marks.
There is that thing on the bulletin board about big beasts in town.
All right.
Maybe take some care as you look, and I'll explain, that, and I'm going to step back and let them go in.
I didn't even think to check out the bulletin board. I'll have to do that next time. All right. I'll draw my sword and I'll be like, Grandpa, let's see if anybody's still home.
All right.
So I will step over the blood and go inside.
I'll ready my crossbow in case anything comes at him.
All right, yeah, you step inside. The floor creaks loudly under your footfalls. You can see, there's a broken wall that sort of curves around the corner. There's a larger sort of open room and then a broken staircase in this kind of next room. There's a couple of weak spots on the floor that you know to avoid, Max.
I sort of very exaggeratingly step over and point down, don't step there, right?
Grandpa nods.
Reveal.
There you go. So yeah, peering around the corner, you can see there are a few sort of bloody footprints. You see a large kind of paw print in there, and what appears to be fur.
Definitely an animal. All right. Moving around the wall.
And yeah, as you even sort of peek around the corner, you just hear this and this massive
Shit.
pile of fur and feathers just kind of leaps out of the darkness towards you. It's time to roll initiative, please. And neither of you, with your passive perceptions, were able to hear this, so this creature does surprise you.
Holy shit, Grandpa.
We were kind of expecting this.
Wow. Yeah, but it was being stealthy, so
Oh!
it was just quiet enough.
It's a small owl bear.
Yeah, is this supposed to be small?
Really shouldn't be. It should be that size.
Oh, now it's a grapefruit-sized owl bear.
There is a second smaller one, though.
Oh
a
boy.
nest.
Aw.
That's
Little
not smaller at
baby.
all.
We are not taking in another fucking animal.
Yes, why
Yes,
not?
we are.
Yes, we are.
We already have Seymour. We don't need a third.
Exactly.
Poor
Hey
not an
now.
animal. He's a human. He is a
I am a
being.
man.
Are you sure you're not a number?
Might be a number 2, but I know I am a man. Look, I have fingers. He does not have
Ooh.
fingers. Hey, I'll be right back.
Oh, of course. None of that went into the initiative tracker. God damn it.
He has 2 legs and no feathers, like a plucked chicken.
Yeah. All right. So. Hey, now it went in. That took a long time to show up for some reason. All right. All of you get your reactions back, but yeah, this creature is going to leap around the corner, and with its claws, it is going to swipe at Maximilian. That is a 20 to hit for 9 slashing damage.
What's my handle animal? Or do I have?
Animal handling.
Yes, it's a 1.
Uh,
Bugger. All right.
And then it is going to turn and use its beak and try and bite you, Grey Paw.
Bring
That is
it
a
on.
19 to hit for 9 piercing.
It brought it. It brought it on.
And it rears back up on its hind legs and just and yeah, you can see stands its ground. And top of the round then, that is going to take us to Molly. You hear the sound of an animal screeching, and you see a spray of blood from Max and Greypaw at the door there.
It's not good.
Oh no! Scheiße! Ah!
And Max and Greypaw, you can both see there are wounds on this owlbear's body that are still sort of healing over, but there's still a little bit of blood seeping out. And you can sort of see the same, Molly, as you come around with your passive perception as well.
He's gonna make a sacred flame. Maximilian, Greypaw, back away.
It makes its save. It just sort of slides out of the way as your radiant burst hits the ground. No damage.
Damage, alright, and I'm going to scounter on back like, we got an owlbear! Seymour!
Molly, with your passive perception, actually, no, that's fine. That takes us to Greypaw.
Do I burn my last rage? I think I used one already last week. I think I do. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rage.
All right.
$22 to hit.
22 hits. That is 10 bludgeoning and then 2 more with your rage as you smack it with your warhammer, and you can see some of the old wounds sort of tear open at that as well. And the creature sort of roars in pain and anger.
And that'll be it. Actually, Greypaw will move here to give room. And that'll be it.
All right. Maximilian.
All right. I'm going for the legs. I missed the legs.
You do miss. Yeah, you swing, and this creature does manage to dodge out of the way.
All right. That's it for me. Actually, you know what? I will use one of my spells. The last of my spells. I wasn't expecting to fight an owlbear right now. I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
All right.
Actually, what's your AC, Greypaw?
Looking at like 14.
Really? Only 14?
I had to sacrifice Dex a little bit.
Okay. How about I make you survive more, and I'll give you 16 for 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
And that's it for me.
All right, Dr. Eason, you are currently outside the farmhouse, but you hear the sounds of combat and ruckus breaking out within.
Okay, so I'm assuming all these walls are still solid?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because literally there's only one bit of dynamic lighting, and it is not well placed. Alright, so I guess I'll go 10 feet in, 20, 25, 30 to here. And because it hasn't been 8 hours since I used my tool, I am going to Firebolt.
Ooh, that definitely hits and sparks off the feathers and fur of this creature for 1 fire damage.
My pneumatic screwdriver casts Firebolt. Yeah. Okay, that's my turn.
Takes us to Chirrup.
Alright, going to pop in. Wait, I was here. 5, 10, 15, 20. And crossbow.
All right. Oh, that hits for 10 piercing. This owlbear looks really badly injured.
That's it. Oh, I
All right.
should be back here, sorry.
That wasn't even max damage.
And the owlbear is going to rear back, but move backwards. Greypaw and Maximilian, you would get attacks of opportunity if you wish, but it has turned its back. It looks like it is moving towards the nest you see in the back of the room over here.
I look at Grandpa really quick.
I swing at it.
All right.
I don't.
You know it too.
Yeah, I don't trust. I don't care if it's a mama owlbear trying to protect its young.
Maximilian, you swing just wide, not quite having the courage of your convictions. Great paw. You also
man.
miss. The owlbear you see grabs in its maw the young child beside it, and then dashes out the door, sort of out across the farmland.
That was a great use of a rage, guys.
I think today you guys were the monsters.
There was
With-
no way if it didn't run to safely bury this body.
Well, are those eggs actually there?
Yeah, do we have owlbear eggs? How
No,
how
They
owlbear
are.
eggs?
You see, the owlbear eggs are broken. You do see laying next to the nest, though, is most of a human arm. And
Well, that's just
Great Paw,
coincidence.
you recognize on this arm, and all of you who see it notice the same symbol branded into it that Greypaw wears.
Is it that missing guy from the first episode?
Oh, Grey Paw, get over here.
I have his name written down. Let me see.
And I'll explain the significance of it and say,
It is not.
this is what this guy used to work for branded on all of his employees.
What?
Yeah, look, he was an asshole. Honestly, he's somehow worse than Spank.
It's not.
It is not. This is somebody totally different.
Do I recognize the placement, like where it's placed?
You do. You recognize this as belonging to a rogue named Scutch. Sort of someone you've worked with occasionally for Smank. You know, mostly hangs out with Cullen and his group, though.
He was friends with that albino orc that we dealt with.
Usually hangs out at the Feral Dog. Not a very nice guy.
The world is a better place. No offense.
Well, do we need to
Still,
bury him? We're running out of time.
No, I'll let Cullen know.
Okay.
Don't like him that much, but he's still.
Well, we should probably get a move on then.
And I will.
Hey,
I will
Eisen, did you need a hand in your experiments?
That's really insensitive, Seymour.
I will take the arm and sort of wrap it in. Is there any like scrap cloth around here, like just got left behind? Tablecloth or anything like that?
You can find a bit of what was this person's tunic. And Chirrup, as you make your way across the yard, you can see that 5 grave markers stand in a small clearing, most of a broken fence, but each of them have a different name. Anders, Bimissa, Cauldron, Gersha, and Alistair. Open pits yawn from before all 5 headstones. You see piles of fresh dirt and a pair of abandoned shovels suggest the excavation took place
Oh
recently.
gosh darn it.
Certainly within the week.
Oh, it was the Waterhavians, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
Wait, if this is Alistair's grave, then whose bones am I carrying?
You see that under the gravestone that said Alistair, the other ones you can see had like coffins or wooden things. There was nothing under Alistair's. It was just empty land.
We erected one when they couldn't find the body after so long. Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
we bought shovels for nothing. Not that we knew that we would have shovels here.
Well,
okay.
here's the thing about that, Max, is we bought 2 shovels, and there's 2 shovels there, and you can sell things for half their value, so we broke even.
Chirp grabs the ossuary box, puts it in the hole where Alistair's headstone is, and starts filling it in.
Yes.
If that helps.
There are 4 shovels. Start pitching in.
Yeah, and as you do so,
I don't do shovels.
the ghostly form of Alistair appears and just says, "This is my family."
We're going to find out. Don't
Yes.
you worry.
Yes, we don't know, but we think we know who has them. Or if they don't have them, do I look down the holes? Have they just like robbed these graves, or have they like taken the bones?
The bones are gone. The bodies are gone from the tombs.
Why would
That is
somebody take bones?
Really annoying. There is a unfortunate magical practice known as necromancy, Molly, and when you
Or-
have a full set of skeletal bones, you can make skeletons that move and do evil things for you.
I know that, but
Alternatively,
Why these
Actually,
ones?
you don't need the whole skeleton. You just need a pile of bones.
exactly.
Alistair, has anybody else come by recently? Have you spoken to anyone
No,
before
you're
us
the
in
first
the last
people I've
week or
seen
so?
in ages.
So why would they raid these graves?
Well, let's
Maybe
skip
they're
that.
just looking for, I hate to say it, materials.
We can
Ah.
figure it out when we're done in the tomb.
All right. Well, Alistor, I don't know where these bones are. I'll look out for them, and if I find them, I'll bring them back here and reinter them, even if I have to do this myself.
You have to find them. I can't rest without my family.
We will find them.
Well, let's get you interred anyways, so that at least that is done. And I will cap off I will.
Oh, before you bury him, I'll open up the box and put in my bedroll in case it gets cold.
That's not really necessary, and that's kind of a waste of a bedroll.
In case he gets cold.
He's
Oh,
dead.
Seymour, how lovely.
Okay. Well, at least you'll have a bedroll, and
Let's go.
bury it. And I will do a quick little sort of burial ceremony over this grave.
All right, and you notice as you even just look at the other headstones, they all have a small four-petaled flower motif on their grave, which all of you locals recognize as a sign that they succumbed to the Red Death plague that swept through the region about 19 years ago.
Oh god, they're plague corpses too.
Somebody studying the plague, maybe?
Doc,
Even I'm not that stupid.
is there anybody nearby who might be that stupid?
Any mad colleagues with labs on top of dangerous mountain peaks? Or perhaps near the Earth's core?
Have I heard of anyone potentially in the, I don't know, extended area that might be interested in this contagion?
No, you have not. Greypaw, roll me a history check.
Oh boy.
Guidance.
Yeah, you have no idea. You know
Yeah.
there was there was some kind of job that Smenk and Cullen talked to you about that was moving something or somebody to somewhere, but you just can't remember what the details are.
Is it anything that might have ever been reported on in the paper? Like
It's
somebody
something-
moving out of town or into town?
If
An
you'd
alchemist.
rolled on the rumors table earlier, you might have picked something up, but it has not come up. But so Greypaw, you now have an arm of one of Cullen's associates, and yeah, there was, some
Oh,
job
right.
that Cullen was wondering about or asked about doing a few weeks back.
Yeah, you guys ready to go beat Cullen's ass?
Well,
Nice.
after the tomb, I think, right?
Well, we can't get through the tomb until we've dealt with the ghost and the. Alistair's the one that
Alistair's agreed to open the tomb, right, buddy? We interred you.
And we'll find out what happened to your family.
But you haven't interred me with my family, which is what you promised to do.
Oh,
Did we promise to
Seriously,
insure him with his family?
We found on his land. It was
Yeah.
specifically on his land, but we will find what happened to your family. However,
We will.
we really need to get in there, and because there might be something in there that can help us figure out who took your family.
There's the group of people that we were talking about. The ones we want to stop getting into the tomb. If
Did any? You guys didn't take a lantern with you when you
I
left.
was about to say that because we talked about doing it.
You
And we
talked
probably,
about doing it.
realistically, we would have taken one.
Yeah, you would have
Yeah.
taken it.
Like, if we had created the plan, it'd be stupid as for not to just do
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Uh,
you know they cannot get beyond a certain point in the tomb without the lamps being lit, and I'm presuming you would have unlit
Probably-
all the other lamps and like even taken the ever burning
Yeah, we would have
torch.
taken them all.
Yeah.
Probably just Grey Paw slung them over his shoulder.
All right. Well, honestly, if you ask me, I personally would really like to see what's in that tomb. But also, I've sworn higher oaths.
Can
and
I
this is
try?
more important.
Can I try a persuasion check on him to open it? Otherwise, I'm just gonna threaten this kid. We're gonna grind his bones down into dust and spread it to the three corners of the earth, so he can never be put to rest if he doesn't help us.
Maximilian would step in the way of this.
Yeah,
That's
Grey
why
Paw's
it's a
not a-
threat.
It's not very socialist of you. Don't make threats you're not going to follow through on.
What's Seymour's alignment?
So anyway, I think we should head back to the tomb.
I think it's chaotic Ian.
Like, that is not something Grey Paw would be above. But at the same time, it's not worth risking never getting in.
So just like,
That's why I wanted to try the persuasion check first. If that doesn't work,
wait,
then
why
we
don't
go
we just
square.
try a
roll.
persuasion check saying we really need to get into the tomb?
We tried once before. I'm asking if I can try again now that we've gotten his bodies here. Technically follow through with what our deal was, and we agree to help him, but we really need to get into the tomb now, and then persuasion check.
You can
Listen.
certainly try.
My guidance?
Sure.
I will let you as far as the persuasion check.
Always, god damn it. God fucking damn it.
Yeah. He shakes his head and he just says, "You have to find my family. This is so cruel."
All
Oh,
right.
this
let's-
is cool, and we're gonna find your family.
All right, everyone. I am going to look for
Right.
Orlan's family.
All
If you
right.
wish to join me, that's fine.
Sheriff wants to destroy the headstones right now. He's so pissed off.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have.
let's threaten him with the bones. Sheriff's with me. Come
We're
on,
about
we
to
can make sure he never rests again if he doesn't help us.
Not very
We
collectivist
can't-
of us.
risk never being able to get into the tomb. If
We
we
can get into the tomb.
threaten him, we might not be able to get into the tomb ever.
We'll buy an adamantine drill.
What's that
No.
gonna take?
No, we won't. There is no such thing, and we don't have the money for that. And also, and Max will tower over Seymour. I don't like this idea.
Grey Paw will as well, and he will say, anybody like Smenk getting his hands on a plague is a bad thing. We need to stop this regardless of getting into the tomb.
I will place my hand on Grey Paw's shoulder and say, "I am with the big ones. They are right. You are wrong."
Well, we still can do both.
I do like the way you think there, Seymour, but I don't think it's the right call here. Let's return home, rest up. We're all injured, we're all exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't
You
we
do.
take
You
a-
do. No, we can take a 5-minute break. You do know very well, Great Paw, that Cullen and the rest of that sort of group show up at the Feral Dog about 8 o'clock every night and drink till they get, hammered and leave a little after midnight most every night if you're sort of looking for them.
Besides, the Waterdavians aren't going anywhere.
Yes.
We have some.
Well, we should at least go hide the lanterns at the house.
Yes, let's
Yeah,
hide them,
well-
in fact, in the mine. Just behind the house.
Yeah, you can drop them off with the flumps.
Flumps, yeah.
They promise to protect them. And yeah, let's take a 5-minute. Is that long enough, Stephanie? 5-minute break?
And that should be long enough. I just need to hook them up.
All right, sounds good.
Cool, BRB.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see what the intimidation roll would have been.
Yeah, let's see it.
Fuck, I am getting bad rolls tonight. Like,
Yeah, we don't need to fight a ghost right now.
well, he's gonna attack you guys first anyway, so.
Yes, but also Maximilian is... Okay, this is a
You're
character...
already working with a ghost here, buddy. You're on shaky ground.
I am working to put a ghost to rest, and I've suddenly discovered an evil villain's plan. My lawful good ass is moving towards doing the right thing.
Yeah,
I am going to be a fully rated G Boy Scout in this campaign.
And Greypaw is a pragmatic as fuck motherfucker. But the whole point of all of this is to get into that tomb, and if we anger the only ghost we have who can get us into the tomb, then we've lost the whole point of going into the tomb to begin with.
I mean, we're getting
Yeah.
pushed around by little shit that we can see through.
Unfortunately, he has us in a bit of a position where we don't have a choice but to comply with him.
Well,
And
also, there's also
also-
the fact of this plague bodies being taken, which is not a good thing.
Yes, although...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was never going after that was never a question. It's more how to deal with this little shit.
Fastest, easiest way, just get his family back and rebury them. It'll take us an hour to rebury them, and we're probably going to kill the Waterdavians on the way anyway, so the time pressure will be off regardless.
No, we grind his bones, we make bread, we take the bread back to the tomb, and threaten to eat it all in front of him if he doesn't let us in.
You are too
No.
small to be a cloud giant. Anyways,
What we do is
I
we bring his parents back to life, right? And then we convince them to go in the middle of the
I'll
night to some farmer's farm nearby,
I'll be right back.
and we trick the farmer into killing them, and then we bring Alistair back to life and trick him into eating his parents we have turned into chili.
You've been watching South Park. But also, I like there's no wrong answers in brainstorming, so we're gonna put that one up on the board. Greypaw, parents, chili, got it. So we have bones for bread, Greypaw, parent, chili. Anyone else have any ideas of what we should do with this little shit?
Help.
Desecrate the graves and be done with it.
Okay, how do you
Sheriff
spell
is
this?
not happy.
How
As
many
far as Chirp
C's
is
are in
concerned,
that?
the little-
Wait,
As far as Chirp is concerned, the little bastard reneged on his deal to us. He doesn't care right now. He gives zero shits.
we're gonna go drink it off. We're gonna drink it off. Don't get your feathers ruffled.
Seriously,
Oh,
like,
they
you could not face what is beyond that door at your current level.
Don't level restrict us. Let us make poor decisions.
We could maybe get Colin
Yeah,
and
dead
Ulrich to
guy.
fight each other.
Damn right, dead guy. So we're going to Colin next, and he's the mob boss, right?
No, he's the enforcer for Smank.
Oh, and Smank is the mob guy.
Smank is one of the mine owners.
Oh, right.
He's
I'm
the
looking
shitty
at my
one.
notes now. Yes.
He's the shitty one who replaced Cullen and I's former boss,
Do we have any dirt on
who
Smank?
was even shittier. Well, there's a lot of
Okay,
dirt on
I'm
Schmidt.
gonna
You run the
be-
mine.
I'm sure. No, I mean, do we have anything specific? But Steph's finally back, so I can give her the baby, and I'll be right back. Okay, no, wait, she's getting ready, so in a minute. How about we give them a baby in exchange for the information we want? Oh, he's getting fussy, he's hungry. Hungry baby. Patrick, is this the bar that that Cherub plays at, or is this a different bar?
Different bar. Chirrup plays at the Emporium, which is
Oh, right.
basically across the central square from this. This is the dingiest of dive bars where Chirrup likes to drink. Greypaw hangs out occasionally. Yeah, it's the diviest dive bar in Diamond Lake,
Ooh.
which
Is
Yeah,
this where I
they-
meet? Is this where I meet sources who want to remain anonymous?
I'm back.
All right.
some of them, but unfortunately, it's also it's where you meet some of your lower end ones. This is literally where they have dog fights in the basement.
I was
You can
wondering
watch
about
through this.
grate.
You can watch through the grate there.
So, the
Just
plan.
try and fit in, Max, and don't make a scene.
The plan is I'm gonna get Cullen drunker than he intends to get. You know, I'm gonna walk up to him, buy a like round of beers for the table, just keep him coming all night, and then ask him questions when he's hammered.
In order to assist with that, could I estimate Greypaw's body mass and rate of alcohol absorption to give him an edge to outdrink based on consuming of food and
Oh
such?
no, I'm just gonna drink slower than he does.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Patrick, sorry.
Just water down the bridge.
I assume Dr. Eisen already has all of this information on the rest of the party anyway, just for
Check
future
height,
knowledge.
check weight, figured out the metabolism.
No, I've sutured, estimated weight range, estimated metabolism factor.
You know,
Just
I'm
for
s-
future experiments.
I'm 7'1" here, Doc. Just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
Dr. Eisen, has sat you all down at different times and gotten surprisingly detailed family medical histories out of all of you too for just conversation.
Yeah, just for reasons. Sorry, Patrick. At the very beginning of the session, it just struck me now. You said that Molly and someone else were hit by spores from that crab.
Yes,
And are they still showing
they have like small bubbles and bumps all along their skin, like a rash.
Okay, and sorry, so that's Molly and who?
Seymour.
Seymour. So I look at Molly and Seymour. I go is that still bothering you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at how gross it is.
I have 5 more points of lay on hands left. I am only going to be able to do this to one person.
Who else has it?
Seymour.
Give it
to her.
No, give it to Seymour. Seymour's the face of this operation, not me.
Is he? Can he not just shapeshift it away a little bit?
Okay. I thought
Ian's
Colin
going to be
there.
back in a minute, so we'll discuss this further then. But
All right.
Molly
in bringing
will
it up,
vote to give it to
he
Seymour.
tries to shapeshift it away. No effect.
No. I honestly only have 5. I'm gonna. I have to flip a coin on this one here.
Well, let's hold on to that for now.
Let's ask. Ian's almost back. 1 sec.
Just hold on to the lay on hands, and if we don't use it in this bar fighting Cullen,
Yeah.
and we've had all day, the rest of the day to rest, right? Have we taken another short rest?
Yeah, you can take a short rest.
Okay,
All right,
good.
so I have no
If
hit
you need
dice
to,
left.
yeah, 'cause you
Okay,
could
Matt,
have
what's going on?
you could have sat outside the the farmhouse and just kind of taken a breather.
All right, I am back. So what was I heard my name?
You have these bubbles and bumps along your skin.
Oh, I wanted to
That
ask
you
about that.
Yeah, you tried to sort of mutate and transfer your skin to see if you could have any change out of it. No effect. They are still there.
That's what I was
Could
gonna
I
ask.
have looked over them to see what they might be as a, I assume, medicine check during our rest?
Yeah, sure. Give me a medicine check.
If you're gonna tell me I'm gravid, I'm gonna be pissed off.
You have the crabs.
Yeah, these are clearly some sort of odd spores from the crabs, and you think that over time, Doctor, they will uh, just get worse and worse. But like basically, they might just go away on their own after a couple of days. But
A good stiff cleaning might not be remiss, I'm assuming.
correct.
I will prescribe soap and water.
Will the newsman melt in the water? Dissolve?
I didn't last time, so I don't think so.
Good to know.
And as you head into the central square of town, it is nightfall here. There are people jostling and fighting. You already, hear a couple of people spitting and swearing at each other. Heading up in through the doors of the Feral Dog, you can see a few patrons sitting around, kind of drinking. The dog fights haven't started yet. At the bar is Auric, one of the Waterdavian heroes, who you can see is excitedly telling a story to a few people who are sitting around him, drinks in hand. He clearly has like scratches and what appears to be a burn mark across one of his shoulders at this point. He actually gives you a thumbs up, Great Paw, as you come in, as you two have, fought in the past. And in the corner, sitting around a table, you could easily pick out, the towering half-orc albino Cullen and a couple of other members that you work intermittently with. They are all, shoulders hunched, drinking, and occasionally, you can hear sort of a bark of a laugh. But give me an insight check, all of you, if you want to try and read their body language.
I know these
guidance
people.
Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
That 16 was good. Comes in with 27.
Oh, snap. I got like a 20...
Yeah.
27.
Yeah, Molly, you can clearly tell, and so can you, Great Paws. You know these people. They are just seething, sort of, with anger. But Molly, you also pick up a sense of like sadness and you get the sense that they are it's kind of a sad celebration that they seem to be having in your eyes, Molly.
Let everyone know.
Almost like they're mourning the loss of someone.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm going to get them started on drinks. Well, more drinks.
All right. What do the rest of you do as you make your way inside? Maximilian, as you step in, you can actually hear and easily pick up just sort of a couple of grumbled curses about, you being in town and in this bar, which is not the usual haunt of anyone from the garrison.
Yep, and
It's
Max-
okay, just act natural.
Me being surly about this place is natural.
No, I mean, act like you don't have that giant stick up your butt.
That wouldn't be natural. And I'm just gonna kind of pointedly ignore that, and just sort of sulk at the table here. Again.
Cover your face with your hood at least.
I think it might be time to start with a little business if we're having drinks later. And I had originally was gonna make a example, or have my guys make a example flyer for Arak, for his pictures, right?
Yes. And sure, as you head to the bar, just casually, without even paying any attention to you, your regular drink of choice just sort of, slides in front of you as this barkeep is, moving rather quickly, slinging drinks back and forth. There's a passed out patron on your right, and sort of a dragonborn that is, listening to Arak's story and sort of chuckling to themselves under their breath every once in a while as well.
Cool. I will slide him the coinage he needs and the motion for 4 ales at my table.
He just sort of nods and wishes you a good night and just says, "You need me to keep 'em coming?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What'd you say?
You need me to keep 'em coming."
Chirp will nod and lay down enough coin for the first round.
Yep, he just sort of knocks on the bar and, nods his head at you.
Alright, and then that done, I'll head back.
All right. And yeah, after a few minutes, the serving person brings by ale for Molly, Eisen, Maximilian, as well as what appears to be a small bowl of sort of dried, almost like a cracker, but like a very dry, salty snack.
Sorry, I meant 5 ales, but either way, I basically want to I want to buy like 1 round for everybody.
Okay, yeah. So there are 5 ales. There's enough there for Seymour and Greypaw as well.
Yeah.
Seymour, you head over and Arak, grins and smiles at you and almost gives you like a finger crossbow and just says, "Newsman, I have great tales to tell of our exploits. In the tomb, it was daring and dashing." And, he sort of looks at the wounds and just says, "A little painful, but we made it out all right, mostly."
Well, why don't you start at the beginning, and I'll pull out my notepad. I'd love to hear it all. And how did you like that sample of the headshot?
He, grins and just says, "It was wonderful. It's almost as good as what they do in Waterdeep. I am thrilled with the work." And, then immediately launches into the tale of the, tomb that they explored. And, the people who are around are, almost sort of wrapped. He's a very entertaining and good storyteller, while not that bright. Give me an insight check, Seymour.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, he spins a good yarn, but you understand that most of where they went has long been dug out, and they presumably set off a few traps. But yeah, it sounds like things went pretty badly for them, and they really didn't seem to have that much to show for it. He does let you know that, Tira, who was the roguish woman, got a little injured, and he, jokingly laughs about how the wizard, basically got smushed, and they're off recovering in their rooms.
Oh. Well, we send them our best. And I will thank him for the story and the time, and tell him if he ever wants to hire us to make more headshots, to please come by the press office. We can make any changes he likes to the image, and yeah.
Oh yeah, that story takes about 15 minutes, so you're there for quite some time.
Ah, okay.
As you occasionally look over and you can just see this cold ale sitting on the table across the room. And
I was just thinking that, like, am I looking for that ale? I probably am.
You are, and eventually you see Maximilian, gives up waiting and just starts drinking it.
Ah, fair enough.
Greypaw, what are you doing? Is you
Greypaw's-
see your friends sitting at the table and a couple of grumbles at all of them.
Greatpaw is separate from, like, operating separately from them. He's going to go up. He's going to get 5 ales from the bar.
Yeah, and the bartender, fairly quickly slides them over to you. Nods recognition all around to you as well.
And then Greatpaw's going to saunter over to Cullen's table.
And he'll look up at you, and his eyes focus, and everybody sort of at the table. They all kind of grunt, and he looks up and just says, "Oh, where you been?"
Oh, around. I wanted to come and, make sure there were no hard feelings after the other day.
He eyes you up and down. He just says, "That was some bullshit. We're drinking to scotch tonight. We had a job earlier. We could have used you at Paw."
I might have rather been there than... And Greatpaw will kind of subtly nod to the party. We got our fair share of trouble as well.
Well, if you're looking for work, probably Spank wants us to move something into the abandoned mine in a couple of days. I don't know what it is, but just a carry job. As he says that, Podrick, you recognize as sort of an older, tough guy as well. The other end of the table says, "Can't be worse than that jackass we helped the other day. That guy was an asshole."
Oh, I might want to avoid them.
Everybody kind of grumbles in agreement, and you see Cullen just kind of growl across, and he just says, "It's not really any of your business, Pa. Just
Come
some
on.
friend of Smink's."
And as this conversation goes on, Greatpaw's like, passing out the ale that he's grabbed for all these guys.
And Rastafan, who's this like long, clumpy black hair hangs down over her dark eyes, gives you kind of a sullen sort of look, and they regularly or rarely speak and let Cullen do most of the talking, but sort of gives you a grunt of thanks. And Podrick is another one of these, along with you and Cullen, that work for Vest, and you can see he's got this angry red scar down the left side of his face that looks fairly fresh. But he sort of takes the beer and puts it up against his cheek, and he's just like, "Oh, it's the stuff. Better than steak."
How did you get that, man? That looks bad. We've got the doc over here if you'd like to have her take a look at it.
Spot something big and nasty. And you see he looks over at Cullen, who just, kind of tilts his head, and he's like, nothing we couldn't handle. Roll me a persuasion check, Greypaw. With advantage as you keep supplying sort of ales over the next little while.
Oh boy, advantage on a -1. That's an 8.
Yeah, you don't get too far with them in the early goings of the night. So what are the rest of you doing as you see Seymour is engaged with Auric, and Greypaw is slowly ingratiating himself with this table, but clearly not getting too far as you are all, able to hear most of the conversation.
I'm going to be keeping an eye on things, and as I see that, Greypaw's having a hard time of it, Chirp will get up and get out his instrument, go to his usual little performance spot. I'm not quite sure where that would be right now.
Typically,
we'll
if you're going to
here.
perform, you could just, there's no real stage here, but you could either hop up on one of the little stools over here and start to play.
Chirp
Yeah,
hates
and I will.
dogs, so she teases them by playing over the grate.
Well, there's no dogs down there right now, I don't think. And he'll start playing and bardic inspiration for Greypaw while we're at it.
All right.
So there you go. Now I'm wondering if I should maybe go over there and help Greypaw. But being me, I'm not sure if I'd be good at this. I'm good at persuasion.
I want to roll a performance check just to see how well I do here. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, it's a little rough. You get a few, sort of nuts and things thrown your way, and a couple of grumbles. And you see Auric give you a really dirty look as you're sort of interrupting his performance of interacting with the other customers.
Is Auric a bard? Is he like a College of Valor bard?
Oh no, Auric he's a massive mountain of a man, clearly a gladiator champion type.
All right. Maximilian is going to go up and get 6 ales. All for himself. And then he's going to get 6 ales. And
you go up to the bar.
yes.
Bartender just ignores you.
All right.
I will. If I see
crying
if I-
here, people.
if I see that, I'll whistle at the bartender and nod at Max.
You see the bartender let out a big, big, heavy sigh, and he slowly makes his way down to the bar and just says, "Yeah."
Yeah, I know. Let's get around for that table over there, and I'll point to Cullen's table.
You sure? I don't need you causing any trouble in here tonight, Law.
Not here for trouble.
All right. Yep, and he pours 6 ales. Yours has a fair bit of head on it, but the other 5 are perfectly sort of poured.
I'm gonna ignore the insult, and I'll head over here, and I'll just sit down. I'm gonna let Grey Paw sort of lead the conversation, but I'll just sort of open with. Thought I'd join you folks here today. Chirrup's playing today is a little less than subpar.
Yeah, and almost like
subpar.
if there'd be like a record scratch as everybody stops and just stares up at you, and you just hear Cullen say, "What do you want, brass? You're not welcome at our table."
Not working for the garrison tonight.
And he'll look over at you, Grey Paw.
Greypaw's like glaring at Max, like, and then like kind of nudging his head back to the other table.
You can leave the drinks, brass.
And Max will lean over and say, just trying to be friendly, Mr. Cullen, sir.
Just gonna face palm.
See you around. And I will come back.
Roll me an intimidation check if you want.
Leaving Cullen with the ale with the head on it. And I absolutely fucked that up.
Yeah, you put that down, and as you are walking back, you just feel yourself doused in this, lukewarm to cool ale.
And, yeah. I'll just sort of brush myself off, look over at Cullen, and smile. And then go back to my table. I think I could take him. But I'm not.
We established that he was definitely kind of like a big fight.
He is a big fight, that's true. But again, I promised I wouldn't start trouble.
Really? Seems
That
like
was
that's
trouble.
what you're trying to do.
Technically speaking,
I was trying to be friendly. They don't want me to be friendly. That's why I don't come here.
The narc walked up to the bad boys, said, "Here, let me buy you a drink," had it poured on his face, and went, "Okay, you don't want to talk to me, I'll just walk back to my friends."
Yeah, well, this is me not making it worse.
You do hear some snickering coming from the table over here, and Cullen will, just look over at you, Greypaw, and say, "This is who you'd rather be with than us. You've forgotten the face of your father, Paul."
I never knew the face of my father, Cullen.
He'll just sort of nod his head and say, "Fair. And
He's
he will
not all bad.
take the drink away from one of the other people at the table and just says, "I spilled mine, I'm taking yours."
He's not all bad. He's a good in a fight, which is worth something in our line of work.
Cullen will nod, and over the next little while, drinks keep getting poured, and you can tell he's been here probably longer than usual. And I'd say, knowing what you know about him, he's definitely starting to appear a little bit drunker. And everybody will sort of go around the table and again sort of tell stories of working with Scutch and the crap they got up to, and how he was a loudmouth and annoying, but still a friend and a partner and somebody who survived with the rest of them at the Vexed Mines. Do you have any tales of Scutch you want to share with us if you're going to sit here and drink?
Scutch, what kind of fighter was Scutch? Would Scutch have gone?
Scutch was more of a rogue. He was a wiry, sneaky bastard.
Would he have gone to the pit fights? Like, would he have been a pit fighter at any point?
No, he would have. When you would have been a pit fighter, he would have been the guy picking people's pockets in the crowd, just in case you lost.
Smank sent me and Scutch on a job one time. He asked me to distract for him, so I started the biggest bar fight you have ever seen. I threw ale right into this nobleman's face, and his entourage came after me, and the whole bar erupted, and the whole time, Smank is just getting everything he needs out of the nobleman's pockets, out of the guards' pockets, while they're trying to fight. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. Got my ass kicked, but we got the job done.
Roll me a performance check just with this.
All right.
You have the Bardic Inspiration.
I do have a Bardic Inspiration, yes. Not going to use it, though.
Yeah, the rest around the table, they're all sort of laughing and sort of slapping at your arms, and Todrick just says, "Oh, that's great. I would love to have done that to that crazy goat Filge the other day. Throw something in his face. Shut his ass up."
Does that ring any bells?
That doesn't ring any bells, but you notice at this point Cullen's, grimacing, but not enough to stop him sort of chatting. So you can give me another persuasion check if you want to try and find out some more information.
Phil, Jay.
You feel like you've made a really big sort of breakthrough.
Ugh. I mean, I don't think it's worth it to add Bardic Inspiration to a 2.
All right.
That's gonna fail.
Yeah, you try and sort of open that lever, but he's already off and bitching about other jobs they've had to do, and how terrible things sort of are, and the annoying things that they get to do.
Bartender, another round. And Greypaw this whole time is like, he's not drinking most of his drink. He's going real slow, so he's just like held 4 fingers up and got 4 more ales brought to the table.
All right, you can give me either a sleight of hand or a deception check for your see how well you're doing with this.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Yeah, a few of them notice and just sort of grumble that you're not drinking your weight, and start sort of teasing you and calling you a bit of a lightweight. And you notice Cullen's looking a little sort of suspicious at you, and he's like, "What exactly are you here for?"
Well, I was just going to apologize, like I said, but then, damn it, this cat. Yeah. I heard about.
I don't know why they let these cats in this bar.
He's trying to eat the leftovers of my bowl. After hearing, about our poor friend, I decided to sit down and chat with you all a bit. I do have a job later tonight, so I can't drink too much.
Yeah. Well. All right. They'll accept that at this point because they are drunk enough. I will say if it takes another hour, I will give you. They are drunker and drunker. If anybody else wants to do anything to assist, I'll give you one last persuasion track to try and swing their attitudes towards you any better.
I just
Not
want to
me.
try and. I would like to try and like play some jaunty music, try and put them in a good mood. I don't know, like you already have your bardic inspiration, you haven't used it yet, so yeah, I'll just roll another performance check, see if maybe I can
Yeah.
get these people in a good mood.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cullen will actually sort of yell over as you start playing some jaunty, so like play something sad and slow. We're here mourning a friend.
Okay, as the man requests,
And give me
I will use my inspiration because I really want this to work. And I rolled a 20.
Yeah, and it works really well. You play this beautiful, sad lament, and you can see that, Cullen and everybody else it lowers their resistance just a little bit, and everybody sort of cheers and says to Scutch's last job. And Greypaw, you can give me one last persuasion check with advantage to try and figure out what they did.
to Scotch's last job. Whatever that might have been, Cullen. And
Roll it.
I am.
Guidance? Can I give a guidance, or would that
Nope.
mess things up?
Nope.
That is a 24.
That's a touch
Patrick.
spell. That's a 24. Yeah, with that, they finally sort of break and talk about what a shitty job it was. How, they had to move this weird ass wizard into the old observatory, and he treated them like trash and then sent them out to dig up some bones for him, and let them know that he delivered the bones to this crazy old goat named Filge, who's living in the old observatory.
Well, if he got done in on that, I don't think I'm going to work for that asshole then.
Yeah, all of them just sort of suggest they sort of regret it, and Cullen at this point rolls a shockingly good insight check and just says, "What's your interest in him anyway?" There.
It's personal, we'll say.
Cullen will nod, and he'll just sort of say, "Well, do me a personal favor," he says, sort of with this broken-toothed smile. "Bring me back that thin bastard's eyes."
Is he serious?
Roll me an insight check.
12.
Hard to say. Could be with him. Could be just drunk talk.
We'll see about it, Cullen. And
Either way,
Greypaw
you've
will,
learned that yes, they're the land family bones were delivered by these goons to the old observatory where somebody named Filge is currently residing.
Greypaw will shake Cullen's hand.
He'll look at you sort of confusingly and then sort of shake it.
And then depart them.
All right. Is there anything else you wish to do? It is now late at night. Greypaw, you're even a little shaky on your feet at this point because you have been forced to kind of drink alongside the rest of this group.
Let's go home, friends.
But he just got finished with the story. I haven't even had a drink yet.
Don't worry about it. They water down their ale here.
Oh, fine.
You didn't say that in the bar, did you?
As we're leaving, yes, I do.
Oh.
Like, as we're leaving.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and you just hear a few of these people just say, "Fuck off, Brass. Go back to your other bar. We don't want you here anyway. Throw you to the dogs."
I'm gonna walk out kind of covering my face.
Cherub just shakes his head.
Sorry, what was the name? It was something like the rabbit dog?
Feral dog.
Feral dog.
Has a nice ambiance, fits the name.
And yeah, as you guys are leaving, you can hear that the dogfights are about to start for the night, and they're starting to lay out bets and things like that. But you are all able to leave, help Greypaw. You get back to, whether you go back to your actual homes in town or whether you go back to the old mining house is up to you. But you are all able to get in a long rest, and you all level up to level 3.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Wait, where does Greypaw live?
In the house we just got.
Oh, you didn't have a house before that?
At whatever tavern was convenient.
Ah. Well, we can crash at the press office tonight. It's right down the street.
Ah. If it wasn't against the law, I wouldn't mind seeing the feral dog burned to the ground. But only if everyone was out.
Some things are more important than law, Max.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, like being right and correct? The morally correct thing might be to burn it down. You never know.
Yes. But there
Plus-
is a balance that you have to strike between what you wish to see happen.
Plus,
what-
overzealous paladin burning down local bar, I'd sell so many papers.
Yes. And unfortunately, the right path doesn't always necessarily coincide with the commercial interests of a local newspaper.
Paladin approves dogfights, comma, okay with town's debauchery.
And
So
yeah,
each of you reach level 3.
all right. And now I have to decide between Oath of Devotion and Oath of Glory, and I will be making that determination at some point.
Look at all y'all with your subclasses.
Can
Yeah.
Eisen actually make potions and
Yes!
stuff?
Yes, and I just rolled one of the best ones for the day.
I meant more mundane stuff, like can you make rubbing alcohol so I can use that on these stupid spores? Or do I have to go buy that in the store on the way home?
Well, come the morning, both Molly and Seymour can give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I think I'm good at those.
Not so far, you haven't been.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not good at those. Nor today am I good at those.
Yeah, they don't do any damage, but yeah, you wake up and you see these small bubbles and bumps are still there.
All right, and at this point, I will drop 10 points of lay on hands. And
Well, we had 5 left over.
it's a
Yeah,
long
you
rest.
could. Yeah, exactly. It's a long rest, so you would have had 5 left over from at the very end. So you could have used it on one of us.
Yeah, I'll use it on Molly.
Or thank you.
All right, yeah, that clears away the bubbles and bumps.
Oh, I get my skin again.
I mean, you always did have your skin. It's just you had some extra stuff on your skin that's probably less than ideal.
Are we doing
Yes.
me the next day?
Yep.
Alrighty.
If you'd failed the saving throw for 7 days, young crabs hatch from your skin.
I knew they were fucking eggs.
Now, does
How
that
bad
kill
is that?
them, or is it just crabs emerge?
Just crab.
Okay, that's still weird and
It's a
disgusting.
fair amount of slashing damage.
Okay, yeah. that's weird and disgusting, regardless. So
And if it happens on the toilet, you're scarred for life. No? Crabs coming out of the toilet? Not scary?
They're not coming out of the toilet. They're coming out of your skin.
Oh yeah, true.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, good level.
Observe as the
Yeah.
fighter barbarian monstrosity grows ever slightly closer to being a fighter.
all right. So during the night, just sort of, I'm somewhat humiliated by my sort of miscalculations at the feral dog, and I spend much of the night in prayer, trying to figure out, trying to get some sort of sign from Torm as to the path that I should take in life. And Torm, in fact, I'm not sure if this is the path that I'm going to be taking. I'm not sure if Torm would directly respond to me, but I feel like I feel like my destiny is to achieve glory through deeds of heroism. I've kind of always felt that. I named myself Maximilian T. Justice, after all. And after having read through the Oath of Glory class feature, that is in fact where I'm going. So yes, I am going to be an insufferable prick the entire rest of the campaign.
Seems legit.
Aha! Now I just need to figure out all of my stuff.
Cherub's going to spend a bit of time with you guys at the house that night before slipping away and becoming a bard of the College of Whispers. I think he'd go to the Emporium and hook up with somebody there and like go through the initiation that night.
All right. Yeah. The Shoggoth there is, collects everybody who is there at the Emporium, and they all welcome you into that group and are able to, initiate you through that process. Yes, there is. Oh, Shoggoth, I'm speaking. It's like a big, hairy guy who's famous for telling grand stories and dressing in sort of old finery.
Okay, because I know the word Shoggoth for me in a completely different context.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
different context.
Okay, yes. We're not high enough level. We won't be high enough level ever to fight one of those.
Question. If memory serves, last night the information was let slip that they delivered the bones to the mage, I believe it was.
Yep, some sort of
The old
asshole
mage.
wizard
Yeah.
at the observatory.
Where is... Okay, all the way up here.
Yep. And Roll20 is screwing up on me. I can't get your tokens onto the page.
So I'm trying to prepare spells for the next day. I think I'm good.
I get a number of paladin spells equals charisma modifier plus half my paladin level rounded down. Minimum of one spell.
Oh, by the way, I have a potion that basically gives you the benefits of bless for a minute.
I'm okay with this.
Nice.
I think one of the things I'm going to do, since we do know that that this wizard has essentially paid a bunch of local toughs to go rob some graves, should I report this to the garrison? I think I should report.
you?
I
Is
should.
grave robbing illegal?
I'm imagining it's very illegal.
Also, I'm pretty sure there are high taboos against necromancy, which is the most likely scenario in this case.
Or viromancy? Plaguemancy?
Oh, that too, God. Oh, plague zombies, no!
Oh yes.
I'm a grappler, guys.
Yeah, this isn't great.
Oh, that reminds me.
All right,
Infusions for the day. Do we want to stick with dark vision, or do you want to swap that for a +1 armor or +1 weapon?
I'm already holding a +1 weapon. I mean, you can take that away anytime.
No, I like having you with a +1 weapon. It gives you a better shot to be able to actually smite stuff.
And I appreciate that.
Like, literally, the best people in the party to give that to are you or the rogue, and the rogue no longer is with us.
For now.
I mean,
now.
Haboob's still alive. It's just
He has gone off on his own adventure.
Haboob
Yes.
is off robbing and murdering people the world over, and will return with tales of villainy.
Come on, you know he got caught.
I mean,
He's currently stirring 5 to 7 for whatever he was doing.
yeah, and
Exactly.
one day soon he will escape, and we'll have to deal with that.
He's in debtor's prison because of his student loans.
Nobody escapes.
Do you guys need more time to level up? We can
I'm
end
just
the
picking my
session
spell,
here and pick up next week if you guys want, or if you guys only need a few more minutes, we can continue.
I'm
good to keep
done.
going.
I'm good.
All right.
Done.
I literally had no choices besides picking which class to level up.
I'm just trying to pick spells and swap spells.
Yeah, I'm just
All right.
mostly doing spells right now.
So yeah, so you all know at the very northern edge of town, up in the hills, about a century ago, the observatory held a scientific cult devoted to studying the heavens and celestial bodies, but they died out decades ago, and since then it has been inhabited by a series of questionable tenants, none of whom seem to last very long.
There's a new set of cultists in the cultist observatory again.
And as you head up to see it, you know, on this bluff overlooking one of the abandoned mines, this old crumbling observatory casts its gaze up to the heavens, and a wide slit bisects its domed tower where surely a great telescope once peered into eternity. Now, though, the place bears a dark character, like a sagging tenement broken under the weight of decades of inhabitants. A slim stairway cuts into the steep hillside, leads up to the structure's only door on the side of the tower's attached one-story outbuilding. Flickering light flickers through the observatory's only windows along the tower's second and third floors. So it's a 3-story building. You can see there are windows along the second and third floors. There is a single staircase leading up the side of the building to a doorway. There is, sort of a dirt path, and you see the flickering lights even come through the window on this dark and overcast morning. What would you like to do?
So I'm sorry. We're at the observatory now? No.
Yes.
Oh, we
Yeah.
are. Okay.
Yep.
And I have absolutely no vision whatsoever. It is precisely dark for me.
What do
Well,
you mean?
actually,
This
no,
whole-
I've got a tiny amount of vision. As if it's really dark and I'm looking at it through my headlamp.
That's weird because this whole map is daylit.
Now
Now we're good,
it's
yeah.
suddenly switched. Yeah, before it was dark vision.
I
and-
saw fine the whole time.
Really?
Roll 20 is starting to go a little buggy for me, apparently,
Well, Grey Paw, you're
because I did nothing.
Who wants my potion?
that's a bless.
Bless.
It is
Ah.
blessed for 1 minute. It takes an action to drink it.
Probably Max. Probably the
guess
person who's going to be making the most attack rolls.
I'm gonna be making one attack roll per round, just like everyone else.
Well, yeah, but you're going to make an attack every round,
Pretty much. yes.
ideally.
All right, I'll take this potion, give it a whiff, be like, why does it smell like bleach?
What's bleach?
It's a thing that makes your clothes white.
Does bleach
not
exist in the
bleach.
Forgotten Realms?
Yes, it did. It's been around forever.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been
But-
around for a while.
This smells like ivermectin. Are you giving him horse parasite remover?
Well, I don't want him to have any parasitic horses.
Yeah, don't worry about that for Max ever again.
There's no sodium hypochlorite within this concoction.
All right, as you make your way up this dirt path, Grey Paw, you can see that under the staircase is another doorway. Looks like a small storage area just under the stairs. So like off over here, you can see there's another small doorway. It doesn't look like a main door. It's just like slatted wood that has been pegged closed.
Before we go tear it in there, Grey Paw, should we maybe just go in and talk to him? You know, curious press, come around to see the new observatory operator. See what his plans are.
All right. But come here for a second. Let me tie this around your waist.
No rope this time. It chafes. Could we get a little like sling? So I guess we try and find a front door. And at least Seymour and Molly probably will go up and bang on the door and act like we're reporters that we are. We're not faking nothing. We're really reporters. No deception checks.
Deception by omission is still deception, Ian.
No, because I
Yeah.
still want the information for the paper. I'm still interested in what I'm asking him.
You are, however, hiding the fact that we're around and we're desiring other stuff.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you can see there is the wide staircase leading up to the landing with a pair of huge wooden doors. Seymour, shot through with dark blue mold, they form an enormous round moon carved with a lunatic's jabbering face.
Oh, this is mold like the crown molding, not mold like the thing that killed me before.
No, it is dark blue mold. Does not appear to be dangerous. At first glance.
Yeah, you're on your own. Don't like the look of that mold.
Seymour has PTSD when it comes to mold.
It's a legitimate condition.
It's a response.
Okay, how about this? I'll stay down here. That distance is 25 feet. I'm gonna mage hand knock on the door.
Yeah, you knocked on the door. No answer.
I will shout out. Hello, it's Seymour Sunkiss of the Diamond Lake Press Secretary. We're here to interview the new occupant and operator of our beloved observatory. Is that persuasion? Is that...
First of all, give me a performance just as you yell it out.
Damn.
Yeah, you yell. No response.
Okay, and there's no response at all. How much mold is it?
There's not a lot of it. It's more sort of shot through the cracks of the door itself.
Patrick,
Yes.
what do I know of this illness and what symptoms and signs and possible causes for it were?
The Red Plague swept through about 19 years ago. Nobody's quite sure what caused it. Lots of belief is something, came up out of the mines and it was some sort of fungus or mold. But it killed quite a few people and then burned itself off. Nobody gives it much thought anymore.
And the name comes from
Red
coughing
splotches. Yeah, red splotches that would appear on people's skins and coughing up blood.
All right. Seymour, you may want to avoid the mold. It could, in theory, be the illness we do not wish to see spread.
Do we want to... Well, we can't go up and look. Is there another... Did we see another entrance as we were coming up?
No other entryway, windows on the second and third floors.
Well, I mean, how much mold was it? Like, you said it's right around the door?
It's sort of on the door itself. There's like broken cracks and pieces in the door that are sort of shot through the wall. It's very, very little.
Alright, so it's enough to do this then. I am going to cast Unseen Servant. I'm going to hand him a rag and point at the door. And when he's done cleaning up the mold off the door, I'm going to send him south as far as 60 feet, which is as far as he can go, I believe, and have him dissipate far away from us and drop the rag.
You
All right.
become a
Yeah,
hypochondriac.
This takes a few moments, but you all see this filthy rag float past you, and then about 60 or so feet down the hill, it just disappears.
Oh, it
and the
doesn't go
rag
past
falls
us.
to the
I don't
ground.
want the rag goes the opposite direction of us. I don't want it anywhere near us.
All right, yeah, that all happens. You see the door is cleared of whatever mold this was.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah, I think it's time for you to kick down the door.
I will see. Okay, by the way, have I ever been here before?
No, you'd have no reason to ever sort of come around here. This has just been an abandoned space that isn't really under the jurisdiction of you. It's more part of the town, if anything.
All right. I will carefully go up the stairs.
They hold your weight easily enough.
All right. I look at the door.
Door, there are, as I said, it's, huge wooden doors with an enormous round moon carved with a lunatic's jabbering face into it.
That's not ominous at all. Does that?
Well, originally when this was built, there was a weird sort of cult that lived here, so you assume it's just a relic of that time.
Yeah, that's great. All right. I test the door.
It is closed. It is locked.
Okay. This door is locked.
I think I hear somebody shouting in distress inside. You should kick it down.
Would you like me to open it quietly?
Someone who can do that, please do.
All right, gives me a check with
Wow.
these tools. It, you know, it does eventually open it as an old lock, but it is, it takes you longer than you think it would, and there's, some sort of loud scraping. But yeah, eventually, thunk, you hear it open and unlock.
I will step back and let the big,
Oh.
strong folks go first.
All right. We've already knocked. We've announced ourselves. I will open the door.
All right, you open the door, and inside you see broken furniture and debris covers this floor. Smashed planks, broken glass, and a whole bunch of other detritus. You notice at the far end of the room, there's a large upended table, and as you take in the view, popping up from behind this barricade are 3 raggedy skeletons wearing ripped, old, and ancient gear, but each holding a fairly decent-looking crossbow in their hands. And as you open the door, they immediately fire upon you, Maximilian.
Okay, I immediately close the door.
Too late, the shots have already gone off. They were, unfortunately, Dr. Eisen was loud enough that they were lying in wait.
Son of a bitch. There's only one thing for this. Charge into battle!
Why are you taking so long? 20.
I just got these 28 hit points.
All right. First attack is a 22 for 6 piercing damage. Second attack is a 21 for 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Third attack is a natural 1. So
Aw.
that one, you just hear a thring as the mechanism fails to fire. It is time to roll initiative, though.
Wow, roll 20 is really going slow for me right now.
Yeah, it's really lagging.
Low initiative, it's what I always get.
First up is Greypaw. You are at the bottom of the stairs, and you see Maximilian, as he opens the door, immediately gets struck by a couple of crossbow bolts.
This is a mild setback.
I run up to here. I'm going to move. That was 50 feet. This is 25 feet total.
Yeah, everything in here is difficult terrain, as it is covered with broken glass and other trash and detritus. So you see
So I can't
this
get
upended
in.
table with these 3 skeletons that are currently reloading, and you see a door in the wall there.
All right. So it'd be really nice to run in there and beat the crap out of them. But I would almost have to action surge. So I'm just going to use my attack to throw a javelin.
All
at
right.
This individual here,
All right. They do have some cover, of course.
of course. It's a 24 to hit. I think that might
Oh,
get that cover.
that still hits. Absolutely, for 8 piercing damage.
Oh, I'm not raging. Yes. And then I will use my last 5 feet of movement to get back down here where they can't shoot me. Because I'm smart
All
like
right.
that.
Yeah. That takes us to Maximilian. This skeleton currently has a javelin sticking out of it.
Excellent. Maximilian is not smart like that because Maximilian is charging in because Maximilian has a newfound devotion towards action and
So that's 20 feet of movement to get you there.
that is 20 feet of movement. That's as far as I'm going because I am in fact going to drag one of these guys in here
Ooh.
and cook these 3 guys with lightning.
All right. Is that a dexterity save?
I believe it is.
All right, going from top to bottom. That is an 8. That is a 9. And a 19. So the top 2 take the full 8 damage. The other one was able to just duck out of the way and avoid it.
Okay.
Even with cover, those rolls are not going to protect them.
Nope. But they do take half, so.
Yep.
And then I believe I stepped onto a tile with a chair or something. And so I am going to bring this chair with me and just kind of like try to duck under the... Well, actually, no, I'm up against the bar here, so I'm going to be attempting to duck a little bit under the bar.
That is, yeah, it's an overturned table.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, you duck down in front of that to get a little bit of cover. That takes us to Chirrup. You are at the bottom of the stairs. You've heard the sound of fighting erupt.
What's the height difference between here, like where Ison is, and the ground?
About 20 feet.
Alright, we'll be able to see over it then. Okay, scamper up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So you can see into this room. There's all kind of broken junk and garbage. There's an overturned table and 3 skeletons that look like they're smoking and steaming after being hit with electricity. And there's this massive, smell of burning and ozone in the air.
Alright. Pow. On that guy right there.
Oh yeah, that hits and the bones just shatter apart and fall to the ground.
Woo! That's it for me. I have no other movement.
All right. These 2 skeletons will hop back up over the table. And one will fire at you, Maximilian. That is a 17, which just bounces harmlessly off of your armor. The other one will fire out here at the good doctor. That is a 10, which does not hit. Just sticks harmlessly into the wood right in front of you. That takes us to Molly.
Okay, I will go around here. I was right over here, so I'll do 5, 10. I will do Sacred Flame on the weakest skeleton.
They are both equally weak because they both took damage from the light.
Okay, closest to the one closest to me then.
All right. Wow, that double critical success. That is a 22.
Damn. All right, and I will
Yeah,
do
that
5.
whoever that skeleton was, they were basically a Baryshnikov. They move out of the way without even thinking.
Dang. All right, so I'm gonna go back here, but I'm just gonna play camera and be here. Okay.
Sounds good. Dr. Ison.
All right, I'm going to Acid Splash, targeting the closest one.
That is a 16.
Okay. Okay, if it hits... Oh yeah, so also the second one also has to make the save.
Okay. That is a 5. The second one takes the full damage, which is 2. It is looking really badly off after taking some electricity and acid.
Okay, where is Molly currently?
On the corner
Currently
next to Great
there.
Paw.
Okay. 10, 25, 30.
Okay.
I
Seymour,
don't like getting shot at.
you are at the bottom of the stairs. You can hear all of this action going on.
All right. I can go up to there.
So inside the room, you see Maximilian crouching just in front of this table, and there are 2 very badly hurt skeletons that are behind this overturned table with crossbows that are currently reloading them. One melting
and
away
they're-
and steaming with acid that the doctor just tossed their way.
I am going to attack whichever one's weaker, and if it's either one, then I don't care. I guess the bottom one.
It's the top one that is the weakest currently, that is steaming from the acid. Your Eldritch Blast
That probably
does not
misses.
connect. It just blasts into the table in front of you.
And move back there.
All right, Grey Paw.
Step out, pull out a second javelin. Wait, hang on, it's 5.
So this one is the most injured at this point.
Yeah, 5, 15, 20. Yeah, I can't get to them, so I am just gonna chuck a javelin at that guy.
That connects, and this acid-scarred, electrically damaged one explodes as your javelin pierces through it. Part of the ribcage is stuck to the back of the wall, but the rest collapses.
And I will move as far as I can, so a total of 10 feet.
All right. Maximilian, there is one left in front of you that you will be able to reach.
Absolutely. So, hop over the table and 8 slashing damage.
Yeah. Slash right through it. That skeleton is no longer.
Excellent. Do these guys look like they... I don't know if these guys look like they would be recently uninterred.
Give me a medicine check.
14?
Yes, these look like very recently disinterred skeletons. They, appear to be human, and, scraps they are wearing would make it look like they are presumably commoners. They aren't wearing, any type of fancy armor or regalia.
Okay. I start looking around at pieces of bone and stuff like that, and I just kind of start picking them up and kind of putting them in the piles that I kind of think they came with a little bit, because we got to rebury these guys at the farm.
All right.
I don't know who's who, so
We'll make one big family plot.
look, we've got 4 girls. I'm sure Alistor will be able to identify them, and if not, well, he'll be with his family regardless. That's what's important.
Technically, we only said he'd be buried with his family, right?
To be fair, if we respectfully attempt to bury them all with respect, I think he'd be okay.
We'll see. He is pretty demanding, that one. All right. So that was a very not quiet fight. I'm going to listen at the door.
All right, give me a perception check.
Oh, I forgot. It's persuasion that I'm good at, not perception. But 8.
Sounds quiet on the other side of the door.
All right. I will hold my shield up and test the door.
Door opens easily enough. It's a little bit warped, but it opens without issue.
Okay. And I will hold my shield out and peer over the shield.
Peering over the shield, you look forward. You are staring into a hallway. You can see across from you are 3 identical doors, about 5 feet apart from each other. And then the hallway continues on down to your left, where it seems to open up into a larger room.
Okay, excellent. I start waving the rest of the party forward, and I look out this way.
Yeah, looking out this way, you can see there are, in fact, 4 doors across the hall from you, staring down into the larger open room. You also get a revolting stench of rotting flesh rolling towards you. And in the room beyond, you can see chairs surrounding a large dining table, and you see what appear to be bodies all sitting at their place at these tables with dishes in front of them. There's a hallway down here to your left as well, and a couple of doors in this larger dining hall area on your left.
Okay, guys, I think that it's necromancy and not plague research they were interested in.
There's no reason it can't be both.
True. I'm going to keep my eye on the room down here. And
as we were going through the room with the skeletons, quick investigation check. That's with advantage, so 20.
20. It's only junk and broken furniture in here. You managed to collect a couple of crossbows, some bolts, and each of the skeletons you find had a scimitar on the floor next to them behind this table as well.
Hey, Sheriff, look, crossbows.
Yeah.
There are 3 heavy crossbows.
Okay.
Oh, well, let's grab those.
yeah, Molly
Yeah,
certainly.
they're not
can't
great
use a
quality,
heavy
but they definitely work.
Heavy
Yeah.
crossbows are martial weapons there.
I thought clerics could use heavy crossbows. Anyways, I'm probably
Certain
wrong.
clerics.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. I'm going to push the door open to my right.
All right. This is a very simple chamber, a plain bed, a small open footlocker, and an unremarkable wooden dresser. The bed is just an empty mattress. Doesn't appear that anybody's been in here in a long time.
Okay. We'll deal with the footlocker. in
Oh,
a
you can
moment.
see it's open and empty.
Yeah. All right. I will also open this door.
You see the same thing.
I'm covering him with Eldritch Blast. If anything pops out, it goes boom.
Yeah.
All right.
And I
Down
will
this
open-
hallway, you see there is another warped door on to your right. You open this one, and it is basically a shattered bed frame. Not even a footlocker or, wooden furniture left in this one.
Okay. We're about to come across a whole horde of zombies here, aren't we? I open this thing.
Same. They are
Okay.
all basically 4 identical sleeping chambers. Very simple. Nothing left behind there, just emptied of junk. You think a lot of stuff might have been stripped out to be broken into the room you guys entered through.
Okay.
At this point, you can see more into this dining area. And, you see a sagging wooden shelf dominates the far wall. The flickering candles on the dining table illuminate sort of an awful sight. You see everybody there is like these awkwardly seated humanoid figures. The 9 bodies that are there are positioned in, like they are all sitting around the table conversing, and they are all in various stages of decomposition. Some, though, sit with splendid posture, paused as if midway through a sumptuous feast. Others slump down, almost appearing to be near the floor. And there are heaping piles of apparently fresh food sitting before each of the diners. But at the far end of the table is an empty place setting.
Yeah.
That
gonna hold-
features a clean plate and a set of utensils. You see several bottles of red wine resting on the table, and each of the corpses sits before a half-finished glass. You see a fly passes nearby. It's not their buzz breaking the eerie silence.
I'm going to hold up my hand to Greypaw there for a second, and I am going to close my eyes, inhale this just terrible stench, and sense any undead within 60 feet of me.
You immediately pick up that these 9 are all undead.
Yeah. So the locations of any undead within 60 feet of me. So I know that they're. So I now know that these guys are zombies waiting to strike.
Wait, before we attack, and Seymour will do a quick sketch for a woodcut later. This will go great on the front page.
Do it from memory. Are there any other undead within 60 feet of me?
Not that you pick up.
Okay.
So, if they're behind total cover, upstairs through the floor, you wouldn't pick them up. You know that.
Yeah. All right. I sort of lean back. I point to them and say, they're all zombies. On a count of 3, we attack. Ready?
Ready.
One second.
Where is Molly actually standing?
I'm going to be right behind Maximilian.
So So I will I will position myself here and just sort of ready an attack because they're gonna come charge.
You said all of them are zombies,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Can I attempt to stealth up to the front of the party?
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
Ooh.
You walk
Ow,
up
my
the hallway towards the front of the hallway, and as you stand at the entry to this, the zombies all turn and sort of look at you, Doctor, and you see one of them sort of shakily raise their wine glass and just says, in like what seems to be a surprisingly good common, "Once again, my lord has provided a delicious meal. Sit, join us and regale us with tales of your greatness, my lord." And that is where we've landed for the night.
This guy has set up his own permanent series of party guests that are all really interested in hearing his stories.
The
That is
ego on
really-
this asshole.
That is really pathetic.
Creepy. Ugh.
You guys all want to do it for yourselves, don't you?
Kind of, sort of. Not Maximilian. He wants to burn this whole place to the ground, but we'll get to
I
that.
love talking zombies.
I mean, is Max gonna work with these undead as well?
No, these undead need to be put down. Because I think
Who
we're the meal.
who else will sit and listen to Max tell great stories of his adventures and his piousness?
That's the unholy.
Warnings about bars.
Just the one. Max has drank at a couple of bars in this town, and that don't completely disgust him.
And with that, I will end the stream. Thank you, Kane Phoenix, for watching. Catch you next week. Bye-bye.